Hi, GDQ staff. My name is Silo Simon. Today I'm going to be making my submission video for Jumper, Griffin's story, and the category I'm going to be submitting is any percent. So this game has two versions. We're going to be running the faster version, which is on Nintendo Wii. To give just a brief background to this game, it's not super important, but this game is based on a movie that was made in 2008. Starring Hayden Christensen, and essentially this game is like kind of like a spin-off story to the movie based on one of the side characters. And the whole like premise of the Jumper series is that there are these people who are able to use teleporting powers, and they're kind of like getting hunted down by certain people because of, I guess, like weird religious reasons, but that's not important either way. This game is pretty cool due to the teleportation powers, and then also the game kind of has a not really great camera, and you guys will see that in just a bit. So timing starts whenever I gain control of my character, and then you guys will see how cool of a run this is. I routed this all myself personally not very long ago, and it's already a really quick and cool looking run, and it's very fast paced, I think. So alright, so first off, we're going to use our teleporting power here, and try to get into a little crevice into this pit. This pit will automatically like teleport us back to the start if we fall too far in it. But luckily we didn't. We did teleport. There are like some structures out of bounds that we can teleport to. I'm not sure if the developers left those there on purpose or what. But either way, there are some in some levels that are really helpful. So we skipped through that entire first level, by the way. And usually that level casually would probably take around about 3, maybe 4 minutes, but we skipped it and got through it in about 10 seconds. So as you can tell, the game's camera is pretty bad, and we can use that to break it out of bounds. And essentially with the teleporting powers, wherever we can see that we can teleport to normally, we can teleport to when we go out of bounds. So we just skipped through that second level, and we were through that in what, a minute? Both of those levels together probably would take around 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, depending on how quick you are about it. But yeah, so in this level here, we sadly can't skip right to the end just due to just a certain restraint that makes us not able to finish the level if we do. We need to basically play through this level casually up until we get right before we get to the boss. And this is how the game is, kind of casually. It's just a beat 'em up game. You spend a lot of your time just beating up enemies and opening up doors to the next areas, and it gets really repetitive. So it's very nice that we can use teleportation to break out of bounds and skip a majority of these fights. Probably at least 95% of the fighting that we have to do is skipped, which is really good. So as you can see up here, there's a little meter that's filling up. Basically that's our combo meter, and we can use that to use a special move, and we can use the special moves to basically just one-hit enemies, and if they're really close, then we can also take out multiple enemies at once. It's really nice. These guys have stun batons, and they're really annoying. Alright, so luckily we didn't die there. We actually were pretty close to dying there, but essentially we need to have this cutscene activate so the boss spawns, and then we need to walk over here and do a corner clip. Corner clips are kind of interesting because they're fairly hard, the hardest clips to do. If you're trying to do a clip out of bounds, corner clips are really annoying. This one's probably the easiest corner clip in the game to do, and for marathon purposes, this is the only one I probably will do, because the other one is kind of just optional and it only saves a couple of seconds. But anyway, breaking into this area makes us it lets us skip the cutscene that makes this boss actually start moving and attacking us. So the very first boss we can just totally cheese and just whack him and kill him, and then that actually ends the level and lets us finish Rome. So it lets us get through the entire Rome section in about 3 minutes to 4 minutes. And it's very simple and a totally free fight. So this level here is actually this level is purely just glitchless, and we just do beat 'em up stuff. This one would be a perfect level for donations to be read. All we do is just do lots of comboing, make sure we try and optimize our fighting. So there's not a ton to explain. One thing I will explain right now is that at the end of cutscenes, there are a lot of times when you can teleport to certain locations you see during the cutscene. So we're gonna do that right here when this guy stops talking, so we get up to this staircase earlier. And that's really helpful. One thing we can do while we're trying to combo characters is move back and forth to try and avoid getting hit by them, and also if they're in a group, that makes it easier to kind of start hitting them and stuff. So I just went and grabbed the nightstick, which is slightly more powerful than the golden sword that we find at the beginning of Rome, at the beginning of the 3rd level of Rome. And yeah, so I'm gonna fall down here because I fell too much already. And falling in the water just respawns you right there. That's like the only instance in the game where falling down at any point will actually make you respawn anywhere. Because if you fall into a void anywhere for too long, like, I mean, if you just fall too long, then you're not able to teleport anywhere in bounds, and then you're just stuck falling forever, and it's just a soft lock. But yeah, so for this level, like one thing that we do have to do for each weapon is there's certain combos that are better to use than just like spamming A or spamming B. So it's good to know those combos and know the best combos for each weapon. There's not like a ton of weapons that we use in this game, but there's a good couple few. So one thing I want to do in this level is make sure, definitely kind of make sure I don't leave anyone behind over here, because sometimes these guys can be dumb and not really make themselves super apparent, and that can waste a little time if we have to go back for them. So these guys are the most powerful guys in the level, so I try to combo most of them if they get close enough, but those guys didn't get quite close enough. Then we're just gonna kill these guys here. These are the last guys in the level, and then that will be the end of this level here. Cool. We just need to break through that door, and that's good. So this next level, we're gonna get through pretty quickly. Not quite as quickly as the other levels, because we can't teleport right to the end, because there's certain things we have to do for the end of the level, stuff to spawn and let us finish the level. But we're gonna break the camera out of bounds here, and then try to break out here. It's a little tough to get him to run out right here. You can be a little, there we go, okay. Then we're gonna teleport to this structure out of bounds here, and then teleport to right over here. And that lets, we need to make sure to not teleport to the other side of this room, because that actually activates a really long cutscene. So it's a good thing that we don't do that. And then we're gonna just teleport over here, and we can do a lot. Door clips in this game are pretty easy. You just usually have to walk up to a door and then fix your camera, and then that will break your camera. Like if you fix your camera to be like facing forward, if you're doing it against a wall, usually it'll just kind of like break. So what we have to do is essentially get to that room right there and hit that gate, hit that thing to open the gate, and that will spawn these guys in this room. So that's what we need to do to end the level. So it's important that we do that, or else we're just stuck in this room. And then there's just going to be these guys coming out here really quick, and then we need to just combo them, it's the fastest way to go about doing it. Got 2 of them. Alright, And we just need to whack him and then walk into this elevator, and that's the end of this level. And then the final level in Nepal is this level. Nepal is probably like the second hardest area in the whole game, just because of this boss fight that's coming up. If the door could cooperate here. There we go. And then we can actually walk during this cutscene over to the side, so we'll do that, and then walk over this door, clip through really quick. A lot of door clips aren't that bad if you just literally walk up to them and then fix your camera. So we're gonna teleport at the end of this cutscene to get over here earlier. One thing that sucks is the nightstick is kind of short, which is annoying because you have to hit these chains to load the computers in the next area, and to make the boss spawn you have to end up killing all the enemies in the next area. It's really kind of irritating. Luckily, if we don't lose too much health in this area, we should be pretty set for the boss fight. It shouldn't be too hard at all. So once we get that done, we just need to beat these guys up. Alright, we did take a bit of damage here. I'm going to move around just a little bit so we can get a little bit more health. The only way we can regain health in this game is just waiting, sadly, so it's very good if we can make sure not to get comboed too much at the same time. And getting stunned is really bad. Nice. I just used my special and it didn't work. That's annoying. It's not too big of a deal, but yeah, we need to be a little careful here at the boss, just because we usually want to be at about maybe like 3/4 health, so we can just continuously whack the boss without having to worry about him hurting us too much. But as long as we're careful, we're gonna be totally fine. All we have to do is just walk away a bit. So I need to make sure to teleport away from him a little bit here so he doesn't stun me right away, because what he'll do is throw like shoot one of those stun net things that the computers just used on me a bunch. And you need to make sure to teleport away from it, or else, yeah, he's not nice about it at all. Alright, I want to make sure to just run away a little bit so I can gain a little bit more health. We should probably be alright with this much. We'll see though in just a second. If we take another hit, you might see. Should be alright at the moment. I'm gonna run away just a little bit more, just to gain a little bit more health. Alright. No offense, but you're definitely no offense. Yeah, we're fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was being a little safe there, but I want to just make sure that we don't die, because dying makes us go back to the very beginning of the level, which is pretty bad. Deaths are very costly in this game, but it's really easy to make sure that you don't die, as long as you don't get like stun locked. That's the most important part, because if you get stun locked really bad, just like comboed by some bad like coincidences with the computers walking to you at certain points, and like their cycles just matching up really well with their stuns, it's very bad. So anyway, this is the first level of the lab area. This level is super quick. It goes by in a flash. Usually we're supposed to go and destroy those satellites and a bunch of other stuff, but we can just walk to the door that opens after all that stuff and just clip through it and walk through to the end of the level. Alright, so the second level of lab, we have to walk to this staircase here and then clip the camera through so we can see through, and then fall through the floor here. And then we need to make sure that we clip over here. One thing that's really cool is chairs in this game. No matter how far away they are from you, even if you can't see them very well, you can teleport to them no matter how far away they are from you. So one thing we're going to try and do here to save a tiny bit of time is clip into this elevator while it's like basically if we don't clip into it, we have to wait for it to open, but it only takes like a couple seconds for it to open. Anyway, yeah, killing those guys ends the level, and then the elevator's the very end. So then this next level we clip through right from the beginning at the elevator, and then we clip to another chair, and then walk to the very end of this level right here. So lab goes by, you know, completely ridiculously quick. But now we come to basically the hardest boss in the entire game, the lab boss. Essentially, her theme is kind of electricity, which is the most broken thing in the game. And she throws these like stun grenades that if you get hit by them, they do half of your health and damage. And anytime she hits you anyway, she usually does about like a quarter of your health. It's pretty bad. And on top of that, she can stun you with that stun like gun thing that that the other boss had, and also that the NPCs have. So one thing we can do during these cutscenes is actually teleport to the other sides and try and get to these machines quicker. Save a little bit of time, which is nice. And then and we try to make sure to teleport to that right in front of that machine as the cutscene starts, because it won't raise up if you teleport not close enough, basically. And we need to hit that one so that boss here can actually even take damage. She doesn't take damage unless you hit this console. One thing that's funny is if you don't kill these guys up here that try to attack you when you hit these machines, this guy right here will pretty much always come down here and try to attack you. This guy's annoying though, because if he attacks you at like just the right time, and the boss stuns you, like hits you with a grenade and everything, you can get stun locked and die, like without, like you just can't do anything at all, just right from the beginning. But usually it's fairly safe. So one thing you just try to do is get her to throw her grenade, and then make sure you go and nice, she just hit me, and see it did about a quarter of my health there. And then we want to make sure that we do the best combos here for the katana. She does a ton of damage, by the way, so basically the best thing we can do is just try to avoid her attacks by teleporting behind her. But usually with this boss we have to take at least like one heal break, or else we're gonna die. It's pretty brutal. She does so much damage, it's ridiculous. So she'll just chase us around this room. It's really not that hard to run away from her at all, especially just due to how she can't skip like upstairs or anything, but we can skip around the room however we wish. But either way, let's see, where is she? Because if she got stunned, that's one thing. If one thing is this boss can get randomly stunned. I'm not sure exactly how nice. Okay, she didn't get stunned. Whatever, we have a lot of health now, so we should probably be alright for a second. We still need to be careful because she's really powerful again. Either way, yeah, we should be fine here. Just want to make double sure here. Yeah, we're fine. Okay, cool. So basically, she can randomly get stunned if she throws like her grenade and gets hit at like the exact same time. And it's really weird, but it's basically just kind of dependent on like really specific stuff that's hard to time, and it's really kind of sketchy to try and do too, especially in a marathon. So until we find like a really consistent way to do that, I probably will not attempt it in a marathon, just because of how unlikely it is that I'll get it anyway. I'd probably spend more time trying to get it than actually doing it. But anyway, so then actually doing the boss like I just did it. But anyway, so we're now in Tokyo. I just finished the first level there by doing a corner clip. That corner clip's pretty hard, which is a little annoying, but it's not too annoying. We can break the camera out of bounds here in this level by just turning around that corner and then turning back. And then we can teleport to a floor that's below us. Let's see, did I teleport too low? Okay, no, I didn't, thankfully. Okay, we should be able to make it up here. Good. So we're going to get the most powerful weapon in the entire game here, which is the flamethrower. We're going to clip through this door here and grab this. Normally we can do a corner clip in this room, and that saves like about a good 10-15 seconds. But one thing that we can do that's a lot safer is literally just go back to the beginning of this level and then corner clip again, back out like the way that we did it originally. Just have to make sure to go around that enough, and then we can clip back to the floor here. Then we need to just start floating over here towards the end of the level, and we need to make sure that we hit the end of the level and not anywhere near like the beginning of the room that's the end level trigger is in. So we just we can hit the very corner of the loading zone to the end of this level right here on the side. If you can see the little white light that lights up there, that's the place we can teleport to, and that's the very end of the level. And then we got to the boss here, and essentially like the lab boss, even if we didn't have the flamethrower, is still the hardest boss because of how much damage she does. But you guys are gonna see here why the flamethrower is incredibly broken. It's whoever designed the flamethrower clearly either like they didn't care about how broken it was, they just intended for it to be whatever, or anything. But basically every time you press A, like normally you're supposed to just hold A, like it's intended I guess to hold A, but if you just press A, it does burn damage the first time the computer gets hit by it. But if you just spam A, you keep doing burn damage every time you hit them with A. So you can essentially just like kill the boss in like just a few seconds like that, and there's the boss. It took just a few seconds there. Nice, we saved a little bit of time there too. Alright, so now the final boss here is coming up. We have to kill these guys really quick and then walk away from this just so the final boss doesn't hit us. This is Roland, by the way. He's the evil guy that's trying to kill Griffin. But anyway, we can again just spam A, and it makes this fight extremely easy. Like it just makes both of the boss fights at the end a complete cakewalk because of how broken the flamethrower is. Like it's a complete joke. We have nothing to worry about once we get past the lab boss. Once we get past lab boss, the entire game is super free.
It's gonna hurt you way more than it does me. I think we're gonna need more space. I don't.
So the one thing that happens there is his dialogue gets interrupted to the point where it actually like glitches out, and it's pretty funny like how bad the sound glitch is for it. If you do enough damage there, you can actually skip having to walk away from him hitting you. We do need to walk away from him here because he is going to do his attack right away, and that stuns you and does half of your health. And that's the end. Once we kill him, that's the very end of the game. And yeah, that's Jumper Griffin's story. The final boss is Roland, I guess. Another like associate of Roland. And yeah, basically Griffin kills them, and then he just teleports away. And that's the end. That's Jumper Griffin's story. Yeah, so basically, like, I think casually, if you didn't do any of the clips, any of the stuff like that, but even if you knew the game well enough, it would probably take you about an hour to about maybe an hour and 20 minutes to any percent this game without any major skips like this game does. But yeah, one incentive that we could do for this game would be to do like a bonus low percent run, which would be to run the game with like just the knife that you start with at the very beginning. It definitely makes fights like a lot more challenging. And we could also do like a New Game Plus run. A bonus New Game Plus run would be even shorter and be about like on average an estimate I'd say of like maybe 18 minutes. But either way, my estimate for this category, just in case if I got stun locked at any point, I would be basically making my estimate 25 minutes. 25 minutes is plenty of time to consistently beat this game on for the any percent category. And a New Game Plus would be cool. New Game Plus is just running through the game with a flamethrower, and it's a lot faster because everything just dies a lot quicker. But yeah, I like this run a lot. I have worked on it a good bit, and the movement tech I think is really cool. And it's just a super broken game. Like clearly, like we skipped through like 90% of every single level, and then the last two bosses are just complete cake with spamming A with a flamethrower. So it's really cool. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys accept the run. Obviously, like, not a big deal if not. But I hope to see you guys all at GDQx this year at TwitchCon. It'll be really cool to go and join that this year. So thank you for watching. And 21:14's totally decent time, totally respectable. So happy with that.